let's go. Yeah. Yes. He's open. Ah! Man. That should have been me. A couple of weeks ago, that was me. But I caught more than a pass. I caught MRSA. MRSA is a potential deadly bacteria that infects skin and tissue. And when one person has it, it can spread to the whole community or team. Watch this instant replay and you'll see what I mean. See? Right there. A cut so tiny you can hardly see it. But that's all it takes. And there's MRSA, nasty little bacteria that it is, being transferred onto a potential new victim the instant there's skin-to-skin contact. But football players aren't the only ones at risk. Check this out. Oh, you see that? She took away more than that ball. She took away MRSA. And skin-to-skin contact isn't the only way MRSA spreads. Look at this sneaky move. This time, MRSA is waiting on the mat. Yep, there it is. The minute contact is made, MRSA is on the move. Whatever your sport, if you're an athlete, you're at risk. The more contact with others and with shared equipment, the greater the risk. The most dangerous place of all might be the locker room. MRSA loves warm, humid environments. In fact, these bacteria can hang out and party on a bar of soap or a wet towel for days, just waiting until the next innocent victim comes along. Now that guy has no idea he's taking MRSA with him when he goes on a date later that night. But within 5 to 7 days, his girlfriend might find out more than she wants to know. And since MRSA thrives in warm water, everyone who gets into that hot tub in the future will find out too. That's why they call this community-acquired MRSA, because it can spread through a whole team or a community as fast as a wave spreads through the grandstands. It's happened to pro teams, college teams, and high school teams all across the country. There have been reports from Atlanta to Los Angeles, Chicago to Miami. But don't worry, I can help you reduce the risk of contracting MRSA. What exactly is MRSA, you ask? It's a bacteria, a bug, a germ. It's also the most common cause of skin and tissue infections in the U.S. today. MRSA stands for methicillin-resistant methicillin staphylococcus aureus. Methicillin-resistant staphylococcus aureus. You can see why we call it MRSA. This staph infection has evolved through the years. It's gotten tougher, and now the common antibiotics like penicillin, methicillin, and oxacillin no longer effective. These resistant bugs can even beat the newest and best antibiotics out there, allowing MRSA to spread and grow. Who knew? I just thought it was a spider bite, maybe an ingrown hair or a pimple, but it didn't go away. In fact, it turned into a boil, and it hurt. In some cases, within days, and sometimes even hours, that boil can become an abscess. A whole series of small boils might erupt. Ignore it, and the wound can grow and grow and grow in length and in depth. If left untreated, it can even move deeper into the body and infect your blood, your organs, or your bones. In the worst cases, you end up in a hospital bed with an IV in your arm. People have had their limbs amputated. Otherwise healthy young athletes have even died. And I was worried about being out of the game. Of course, lots of people who do get MRSA also get better. And not everyone who's exposed will get an infection. Some people carry MRSA around with them until the time is right, or MRSA gets a chance to move on, or something kills these ugly germs. Hands are the most common form of transmission, and that's easy to fix. In fact, the best way to beat MRSA is to practice good hygiene along with whatever sport you play. Score! The sooner you suspect MRSA and take action against it, the better your chances of stopping it in its tracks. So go on the offensive. Have your athletic trainer look at any suspicious lesion. If there's any question, get a culture done. Have the boil drained if necessary. Take all prescribed medications. While it's just a threat, regularly clean surface wounds with an antimicrobial cleanser, like Hibiclens. Rinse off with water and keep any lesions or boils covered with clean, dry bandages. By the way, don't leave those bandages lying around. Imagine the MRSA on them. Just talking about it makes me want to wash my hands again. That's the best way to reduce the risk of contracting MRSA. You've got to wash all exposed clothing and towels too. Use bleach as well as regular detergent. Turn the heat on high when you wash and when you dry, and always make sure everything is completely dry. Above all else, until you're completely healed, avoid any contact which might spread MRSA to those around you. Since MRSA hangs out in locker rooms and training rooms, this is also the best place to defend against it. There are 3 things we have to do to win. We have to get MRSA out of our faces, off our backs, and away from our gear. First, as you know, MRSA loves sweaty skin. So every time you compete, whatever sport it is, if you get sweaty, come in contact with other players, share a common gear, or even just touch common surfaces, you've got to remember one word: shower. You do know what a shower is, don't you? While you're at it, take your own soap. Don't blow it now with a used towel. Bring your own clean towel. In fact, bring all your own toiletries, especially your razor and soap. And we're a third of the way home free. The game plan to get MRSA off our backs is just as easy. Wash your uniform, workout clothes, protective pads, towels, and washcloths in hot water. Then dry them completely with hot air. Third, we've got to get MRSA off our gear, and there's only one way to do that. You got to clean it with a bleach or other antibacterial solution that is effective against MRSA. If you clean equipment regularly, you'll protect every player with every swipe of the antiseptic. There's a reason antiseptic cleansers like Hibiclens and Hidostat are so important. They kill MRSA. Since hands are the most common way MRSA spreads, that's where you concentrate your efforts. Before every practice or competition, wash down your arms all the way up to the mid-bicep. Then, using just enough Hibiclens to cover the skin, rub it in. Rinse off with water, and you're ready to compete. After practice or competition, take your shower and again, wash your arms and hands with Hibiclens or another antimicrobial cleanser with persistent killing action. Why take chances when it's so easy to reduce your risk of infection? To supplement, use alcohol rubs and antiseptics like Hidostat. Since they don't need water, they're easy to use throughout the day whenever you come in contact with germs. The point is, if you deal with MRSA while it's just a threat, you may never have to handle a full-blown skin infection. The way to beat community-acquired MRSA is for everyone in the community to do their part. Hey athlete, that means you. If you want to compete, you've got to take a shower after every game, meet, match, or practice. If you remember to wash your hands and arms with antimicrobial soap with persistent killing action like Hibiclens, and keep the gear and facilities just as clean, we could get a step ahead of this evil germ. If you see a bump or a boil you think could be MRSA, react just as quickly as you would in competition. Clean it, cover it, and report it to your coach, athletic trainer, school nurse, or personal doctor. Take a lesson from other athletes who have lived through MRSA, and especially the ones that didn't. Play it safe, even if it means sitting out a game or two. That's the only way to protect your health, your team, and ultimately, your sports career. Hey look,
I'm cured. I can play again. Coach, hey coach, you gotta take a look at this.